And now, presenting the 2020 Virtual Honors Program, presented by the Georgia Association of Black Women Attorneys Foundation Incorporated and GABWA. We hope you enjoy the show. Please welcome the 2020 GABWA President, Kimberly Burrows Dubrow, and the 2020 GABWA Foundation President, Janet C. Scott.
Greetings. My name is Kimberly Burrows Dubrow, and I have the honor of being this year's president of the Georgia Association of Black Women Attorneys.
Hello, I am Janet Scott, and I have the honor of serving as the GABWA Foundation president.
And to our founders, founding members, past presidents, the executive board of GABWA and the GABWA Foundation, and to you, our guests, welcome to the 2020 Virtual Honors Reception. 2020 has been a year of unexpected change, and while no one could have foreseen all that has unfolded, GABWA continues to keep the very important work that we do within 2020 focus. We are proud to present to you this morning a wonderful program where we will celebrate, honor, and remember all those who personify the magical excellence of GABWA. On behalf of GABWA and the GABWA Foundation, thank you so much for being here. And again, welcome.
Please welcome Valencia Nicole as she brings the invocation in a way that will put you in the holiday spirit. The Georgia Association of Black Women Attorneys established the Founders Awards in July of 2006. The first three are named after GABWA's beloved founders: former Chief Justice Leah Ward Sears, Judge Bensonetta Tipton Lane, and the late Judge Barbara A. Harris. Former Chief Justice Leah Ward Sears served as the first president of GABWA. Justice Sears was also the first African-American woman to serve as a Superior Court judge in the state of Georgia. In 2005, Justice Sears became the first Black woman to serve as Chief Justice of the Georgia Supreme Court. Judge Bensonetta Tipton Lane was first appointed to the Superior Court of Fulton County in 1995 and retired in 2016 in the court's Family Law Division. Prior to her ascension to the Superior Court bench, Judge Lane served as a judge on the City Court of Atlanta and as an administrative law judge for the Georgia Department of Medical Assistance. Our beloved Judge Barbara A. Harris became the first woman appointed to serve as Chief Judge of the Atlanta Municipal Court in June of 1992. And in that position, she oversaw the relocation of the court from the police headquarters to expanded facilities, as well as budgetary and personnel matters. GABWA loves and misses our dear, sweet founder, Judge Barbara A. Harris. At this time, we will have the presentation of the 2020 Founders and Zenith Awards. Please welcome back the 2020 GABWA President, Kimberly Burrows DeBro.
To all our esteemed virtual guests, GABWA and the Foundation are honored to share this moment with each of you as we celebrate our recipients of the 2020 Founders and Zenith Awards. Forging ahead in the midst of crisis and the pandemonium that has plagued our country, these exceptional individuals and organizations have answered the call to action, advocating for social justice reform, shattering glass ceilings, blazing trails, and literally dismantling any efforts to suppress our civil rights. Their impact reaches far beyond the city limits of Atlanta and the state lines of Georgia. Today, we are honoring game changers whose impact has forever changed our country and preservation of our democracy. In our true GABWA tradition, we have a featured reimagined vignette, this year complying with social distance guidelines. You can also find the biographies of this year's award recipients in the digital virtual honors program. Please also review the valuable historical information in the program provided on each one of our beloved founders, for whom the first 3 awards are named: Chief Justice Leah Ward Sears, Judge Bensonetta Tipton Lane, and the late Judge Barbara A. Harris, our own Gabby's angel in heaven. Please join us in celebrating the 2020 Founders and Zenith Award recipients.
The 2020 Zenith Award for Distinction in the Profession recipient is Chief Justice Harold Melton. Chief Justice Harold Melton was appointed to the Georgia Supreme Court by Governor Sonny Perdue on July 1st of 2005. Prior to joining the court, Justice Melton served as executive counsel to Governor Perdue. Before that, he spent 11 years in the Georgia Department of Law under 2 attorney generals, where he dealt with issues ranging from the creation of the Georgia Lottery Corporation to the administration of Georgia's tobacco settlement. Justice Melton received his Juris Doctorate from the University of Georgia in 1991, and prior to that, his Bachelor of Science degree from Auburn University, which recently renamed its Student Center after the Chief Justice, who was the school's first Black student government president. He serves on the board of Atlanta Youth Academies and is on the local and national board for Young Life Youth Ministry. Ladies and gentlemen, we salute Chief Justice Harold Melton. The 2020 Leah Ward Sears Award for Distinction in the Profession recipient is Judge Constance C. Russell. Judge Constance C. Russell has served on the bench of the Superior Court of Fulton County since 1996. Judge Russell currently presides over a mixed docket of civil and criminal cases. She has previously served in the Family Division. Judge Russell has also served on the Georgia Judicial Qualifications Commission. She's a 1980 graduate of Harvard University with a concentration in government. She graduated in 1983 from the University of Virginia School of Law, where she was a Hardy C. Dillard Fellow. She's been a member of the Georgia Bar since 1983.
Thank you all so much for this award. I very much appreciate it. I guess at this point I will be leaving, and this is the last time I expect that we will have a conversation like this. So what I would like to say to all of you is this: I am more than pleased to be leaving the profession in very good hands. For those of you who know me, you know that I'm not much of a public speaker or public person. My definition of good reporting is they were unable to reach her for comment. So, that having been said, it is my hope that what I leave you with is a remembrance of someone who tried to do the job and tried to be fair and treated everybody equally. And if that's the way you remember me, war stories notwithstanding, I think I will have done what I intended to do. When I came on the bench, I gave a speech, and in the speech what I said was I was pleased to not be the first or the only African-American judge. Now, at the time I said that, and for many years thereafter, whenever I went to a judges meeting, it was abundantly clear where I was from, because other judges would come up and say, "Hi, you're from Fulton County." At this point, I am happy to report that there are so many of us, they can no longer do that. And what that says to me is that as I leave, we have made tremendous progress. Now, one of the things that I was asked to do was to provide pictures of sort of my career. But because I am not a media person, I really didn't have any. And if any of you have ever been to my office, one of the things that you will notice is there are no plaques, there are no awards, and I don't have up any of my degrees. But what I do have is the things that have kept me grounded in why I was here and where I came from. And so that's what I'd like to share with you as I leave you. I have no doubt that you will all do extremely well, and I will continue to be proud and thankful to be a member of this profession.
Ladies and gentlemen, we salute Judge Constance C. Russell. The 2020 Barbara A. Harris Award for Service to the Community recipient is Tiffany Williams Roberts. Tiffany Williams Roberts joined Southern Center for Human Rights in April of 2018 as the Community Engagement and Movement Building Council. She has practiced criminal defense since 2008, first as a public defender with the Atlanta Judicial Circuit Public Defender and later as a solo practitioner. A significant portion of Tiffany's practice is dedicated to pro bono representation of activists and organizers. She has been recognized by several organizations for movement lawyering and activism. A community organizer, she co-founded police accountability organization Building Locally to Organize for Community Safety, or BLOCKS, in 2008 to promote a holistic approach to public safety. She's also a founding member of the Atlanta chapter of the Global Black Lives Matter Network. Tiffany is the former deputy director of the National Institute for Teaching Ethics and Professionalism at Georgia State University College of Law, where she now serves as an instructor. Ladies and gentlemen, we salute Tiffany Williams Roberts.
Thank you to GABWA and the GABWA Foundation for this honor. I'd like to thank every woman who poured into me, including my mother, Mary Lewis. I give thanks for my daughter, Marielle, for showing me what a liberated mind is capable of. I'm grateful to God to be able to walk in my passion. I'm driven by the possibility that we as a people can rise to a higher level of humanity. I live in a city that holds itself out as an oasis of justice, while so many suffer in the shadows of its facade. In this moment, we are indebted to grassroots organizers committed to confronting power regardless of who holds it. Their tenacious truth-telling reminds me of my idol, Ida B. Wells. In a letter to Wells, Frederick Douglass remarked about her writing, "Brave woman, you have done your people and mine a service that can neither be weighed nor measured." If the American conscience were even half awake, if the American church and clergy were even half Christianized, if the American sense of morality had not been hardened by the insistent infliction of crime and outrage against colored people, they would shout the contents of your writing to the high heavens. Let us not resent the truth tellers. Let us embrace them. We must never become so hardened by the oppression of our people that we find it palatable. In the words of Assata Shakur, it is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. We must love and protect each other. We have nothing to lose but our chains. Thank you, and power to the people.
The 2020 Bensonetta Tipton Lane Award for Commitment to the Family recipient is Mercedes G. Ball. Mercedes G. Ball, Esquire, is the Director of the Client Assistance Program of the Office of the General Counsel at the State Bar of Georgia. In this capacity, she leads the resolution of all informal complaints and certain formal grievances lodged against Georgia attorneys. Prior to her time with the State Bar, Mercedes served as a child advocate attorney at the DeKalb County Child Advocacy Center. Before her work with DeKalb, she was a lead trial attorney at a Metro Atlanta law firm, where she represented individuals in every phase of criminal proceedings. Mercedes is driven by a commitment to improve and empower her community through service. From 2013 to 2020, she volunteered as the executive director of the GABWA Foundation's Sister to Sister Mentoring Program. Currently, she serves the GABWA Foundation as the director of its Women's Health Initiative. Mercedes is also an active member of the Junior League of DeKalb County, where she served as the 2017-2018 chair of the Community Projects Committee and vice president of the 2018-2019 Community Council. Presently, she serves as the 2020 to 2021 president-elect of the Junior League of DeKalb. Ladies and gentlemen, we salute Mercedes G. Ball.
Strengthening families, empowering and better equipping children for success are the key to a better world for us all. I consider myself extremely blessed to have worked with and led organizations dedicated to this very cause. I am truly humbled to receive the 2020 Bensonetta Tipton Lane Award for Commitment to the Family for simply doing the work that God called my heart to. Thank you to the Georgia Association of Black Women Attorneys for selecting me for such an honor as this. Thank you to the GABWA Foundation Board of Directors, the Sister to Sister Mentoring Program staff and volunteers, the Junior League of DeKalb County, and the Center for Black Women's Wellness for respecting my work, recognizing in me a leader, and valuing my thoughts and ideas. We've achieved some amazing things together, and I'm truly grateful for our partnership. Thank you to all of the families that have invited me to be a member of their village for the past 11 years. Lastly, thank you to my own family, Mom, Dad, and David, all of my friends and sorors for your unyielding love and support. Thank you.
The 2020 Zenith Award for Service to the Community recipient is Fair Fight Action, Incorporated. After witnessing the gross mismanagement of the 2018 election by the Secretary of State's office, New York Times best-selling author, serial entrepreneur, nonprofit CEO, and political leader Stacey Abrams launched Fair Fight to ensure every American has a voice in our election system. Fair Fight is a national voting rights organization rooted in Georgia that has two arms, a 501c4 Fair Fight Action and a PAC. Fair Fight. They are the nation's only organization that brings high-impact, politically sophisticated campaign strategies to make elections free and fair for all. Fair Fight promotes fair elections in Georgia and around the country, encouraging voter participation in elections and educating voters about elections and their voting rights. Fair Fight Action engages in voter mobilization and education activities and advocates for progressive issues. In addition, Fair Fight Action has mounted significant programs to combat voter suppression in Georgia and nationally. Fair Fight Action is resolute in ensuring a free and fair fight for Georgians and will continue its strategic efforts in voter protection in January 2021 and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, we salute Fair Fight Action, Incorporated.
Greetings to the Georgia Association of Black Women Attorneys, and a special thank you to GABWA President Kimberly Burrows DeBrow. On behalf of Fair Fight Action, I am honored to accept the 2020 Zenith Award for Service to the Community. As you know, our team fights daily for free and fair elections. However, we do so as a part of a tapestry of change makers like GABWA. For decades, GABWA has dedicated itself to three fundamental missions: fully realizing equal justice under the law, galvanizing the power of Black women attorneys, and advocating for women and children to empower our communities. As a young attorney who joined GABWA 20 years ago, I know the impact of extraordinary lawyers who combine their legal acumen with a dedication of service to community. GABWA's charge begins with confronting injustice under a set of unequal laws. Together, we have seen this chasm in brutal ways this year, amid a worsening public health crisis, civil unrest due to police brutality, and rising economic inequality. Like Fair Fight, GABWA recognizes the obligation to leverage our skills and access to represent the marginalized and defend the vulnerable. And while iterations of injustice in 2020 may feel new, they have a legacy as old as our nation. From the exclusion of Blacks from citizenship and women from participation, we have a terrible legacy of voter suppression, marginalization, and disaffection. But in each generation, we renew our battle for full inclusion, for true engagement. My commitment to voter access began as a college student at Spelman, but the evisceration of the Voting Rights Act and the blatant acts of suppression in 2018 reminded me and so many of us of our obligation to do what we could to fix the broken parts of our system. I launched Fair Fight Action to combat voter suppression in all forms, and I'm deeply proud of our extraordinary team. Led by Lauren Grow-Wargo, Fair Fight has reached beyond its founding here in Georgia and has become a part of the national war to save our democracy, especially for those who are most isolated from its power. Fair Fight is born of the lineage of civil rights in Georgia, in the Deep South, and with partners like GABWA, we will continue to educate and mobilize voters, encourage voting by mail and early voting, mitigate voter suppression, and engage our multi-ethnic, multiracial coalition to create the change Georgia needs. Democracy only works when all voices are heard and when all votes are counted, which is why we must vote in the January 5th runoff elections. To recover from COVID-19, we must vote. To expand economic opportunity equitably, we must vote. To protect our rural health care and expand Medicaid, we must vote. To reform our broken criminal justice system, to protect newly minted voting rights, and to save and build the nation we deserve, we must vote. GABWA members know that making a plan is the best way to ensure success. So please make a plan to vote by visiting peachvote.com. Service doesn't stop at the water's edge or in a speech of gratitude for your recognition and support of Fair Fight. We have the power to shape the future. So let's get it done.
The 2020 Zenith Award for Political Action recipient is Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms. Keisha Lance Bottoms is the 60th mayor of Atlanta, Georgia. A product of Atlanta Public Schools, Mayor Bottoms graduated from Frederick Douglass High School, received her undergraduate degree from FAMU, and her Juris Doctorate from the Georgia State University College of Law. Mayor Bottoms is committed to realizing her vision of one Atlanta, an affordable, resilient, and equitable Atlanta, which stands as a model city for both commerce and compassion. Georgia Trend magazine named Mayor Bottoms the 2020 Georgian of the Year. Among Mayor Bottoms' notable accomplishments to date include the establishment of the city's first fully staffed Office of Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion, the citywide elimination of cash bail bond, the closure of the Atlanta City Detention Center to ICE detainees, and the rollout of the most far-reaching financial transparency platform in the city's history, Atlanta's Open Checkbook. Ladies and gentlemen, we salute Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms.
Hi, I'm Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, and thank you to President DeBrow, the members of the selection committee, and all of the phenomenal women of GABWA for bestowing upon me this prestigious honor. I joined GABWA when I was around 24 years old, a very young attorney, not sure of what my future would hold or even what I wanted it to hold. But I knew that in Atlanta, there was a phenomenal group of women who were conducting themselves with the utmost professionalism and with a heart of community service that I so wanted to emulate. As a young attorney in GABWA, I was inspired by these women. I was encouraged by these women. I was propelled by these women. And so it is with that spirit in mind that I lead the city of Atlanta today. If only we could script the moments in time when we are called upon to lead, but life doesn't always work that way. There are moments when we have to step up and step out in ways that we don't expect and would not want to have thrust upon us. But that's what leaders do. So just know that in the work that you are continuing to do throughout our community, that you are creating leaders who may not know when their moment in time will come, to have to lead on a global level or even on a local level. But when you have an organization like GABWA that instills in you all you need to have the confidence to do the right thing when it is the right thing to do, know that all of the work that you do is well worth it. Again, thank you for this honor. I'm most appreciative, and may God continue to bless and keep each of you as you continue to work to make our communities better.
GABWA is honored to acknowledge each award recipient for their fortitude, excellence, ambition, and service to our communities. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a virtual round of applause for all of our 2020 Founders and Zenith Award recipients. Now at this time, we welcome 2014 GABWA Foundation Scholarship recipient and the 2020 Virtual Honors Committee Chair, Natasha Sarah Lorraine Banks, as she shares the GABWA Foundation appeal.
Greetings. My name is Natasha Sarah Lorraine, and I'm the 2020 Virtual Honors Committee Chair. I'm also a 2014 GABWA Foundation Scholarship recipient. Being named a Foundation Scholar was a transformative experience for my life, not only financially, but professionally. You see, I entered law school as a non-traditional student on the heels of a 9.5-year career in sales and in business. GABWA was one of the main resources that provided so much help and assistance and mentorship as I went through my law school career, all the way up to graduating cum laude and landing my first law firm offer entering my 3rd year of law school. Receiving the 2014 GABWA Foundation Scholarship was instrumental in me being able to finish my law school career strong. The funds helped cover expenses associated with law school, for example, purchasing bar prep materials or covering bar prep course tuition. It also gave me the confidence and professional boost and empowerment towards success, knowing that my sisters who look like me also believe in me enough to invest in my future. But it was someone like you who donated to the foundation and sowed the seeds GABWA planted in me and several other law students who have gone on to be licensed attorneys, judges, professionals in all walks of life. Giving is not losing, it is keeping for tomorrow. Your donations not only further the careers of lawyers like me and like you, but it also helps fund the GABWA Foundation Sister to Sister Mentoring Program, the Civil Pro Bono Wills Project, and several other programs that the GABWA Foundation facilitates for our communities. From the GABWA Foundation and GABWA's heart to yours, thank you for being such gracious givers. You can donate today by clicking the link in the comments or visiting www.gabwa.org. That's www.gabwa.org. Enjoy the rest of the program and happy holidays.
And now the presentation of the 2020 GABWA Foundation Scholarships. The 2020 Judge Kimberly Esmond Adams GABWA Foundation Scholar, Alize Mitchell. The 2020 C.K. Hoffler GABWA Foundation Scholar, Jayla Grant. The 2020 Allegra Lawrence Hardy GABWA Foundation Scholar, Tyra Walker. Amari Wilson. Brianna Bell. Brianna Merritt, Chelsea Abbey, Deja Smith, Jakayla Deborah, Kayla Watkins, Malia Stokes, Marlenia Wright, Stephanie Odigay, and Whitney Carter. Introducing the Sister to Sister program, led by Executive Directors Denise Riley and Tiffany Moore Washington. GABWA President Kimberly Burrows DeBro returns to announce the 2020 Spirit of GABWA Award recipient.
This year, the Spirit of GABWA Award goes to a woman who has been instrumental in my preparation in becoming president and throughout my tenure this year. She has undertaken significant roles in our beloved organization by helping to lead our Political Action Committee's work during this critically important election. She's also been ever present in providing guidance and leadership in our other programming. She's the kind of leader who doesn't seek recognition for anything that she does, but is always willing to do the work. I am pleased to present this year's Spirit of GABWA Award to past President Tori Silas Lewis. Congratulations, Tori.
We celebrate Tori Silas Lewis for this stellar achievement. We honor you. Congratulations.
Of the many firsts our organization has seen, this year includes one that we have had to endure with a heavy heart. In February 2020, GABWA lost one of our three founders, the Honorable Barbara A. Harris. In the work that we have done this year, we have sought to honor her legacy and ensure that all members, both present and future, will know how much Judge Harris means to GABWA. Judge Harris served with not only such distinction at the inception of GABWA, she remained a faithful servant and supporter of GABWA through her last days here on earth. I vividly remember one of my very last conversations with Judge Harris. In true Judge Harris form, she reiterated her support and love for GABWA and me. And when asked if she would be available for an upcoming GABWA event, she expressed that she would certainly try and do all that she could. What I didn't know at that time was that her health was failing. But even in that moment, she remained supportive and present. That's just who Judge Harris was. In viewing this memorial tribute, GABWA let us all rededicate ourselves to be the kind of servant leader that Judge Harris lived her life as.
She always called GABWA her first love, and because God's love was automatic. And she, again, every year, every day, every month, would call up on her GABWA sisterhood for anything, to help others, to help people in court, to bring other programs in, alternative programs to incarceration. She used GABWA as a resource and a helpmate to all of those, the least of these, the underrepresented and the underserved in her community and abroad. If my auntie, Barbara B.A. Harris, was here today, she'd say, GABWA, continue to champion and execute my legacy, not only in the judiciary community, not only in the legal profession community, but in the community going forward in voting. Vote, vote, vote for the right people, for the right platform. And do not get dismayed and dislayed and replaced and displaced by the distractions of this old world, because they're gonna always be there. GABWA, rise up, go GABWA.
Please welcome back GABWA Foundation President Janet C. Scott as she presents the State of the Foundation Address.
The GABWA Foundation is the manifestation of GABWA's mission to advocate for women and children and empower our communities. And the GABWA Foundation remains a life-changing organization. I would be remiss if I did not say that while we cannot be together in person, I am deeply humbled to serve as the GABWA Foundation President. And it is truly an honor to be with you today, even if it is virtually. Many of you are familiar with the GABWA Foundation and her amazing programs. But for those of you who may not know our work, I would like to provide you with a little overview of our 4 core programs. Program number 1, the Civil Pro Bono Wheels Project, founded in 2007 as part of an initiative to address HIV and AIDS in the African American community and to provide services for those impacted by the devastating disease. The foundation initially partnered with the Atlanta Legal Aid Society to provide wheels and advanced directives to this small target population. We have grown this partnership to include all individuals suffering from terminal illnesses and to serve residents across Georgia who are suffering from life-threatening illnesses. To date, the Civil Pro Bono Wheels Project has provided over 200 wheels to clients. The Women's Health Fair Program is our second initiative. The GABWA Foundation is committed to improving access for healthcare to all women. In 2016, the foundation began partnering with the Center for Black Women's Wellness to provide health services to Atlanta's Mechanicsville community. During this health fair, we provide free health services, screenings, food, and educational materials to those who attend. Number 3, our scholarship program. GABWA leads the charge in providing scholarships to Black female law students attending Georgia law schools. Since 2002, we have provided over $470,000 in scholarships to Black females who may experience financial challenges as they pursue their law degree. The Sister to Sister Mentoring Program is our 4th core program. It is an award-winning academy for at-risk teen girls. It comprises adult mentoring and bi-monthly workshops and trainings. Since its inception in 2000, the program has served over 1,000 young ladies, many of whom have risen above their circumstances to attend and also graduate from college. The only one of its kind in Fulton County and one of 2 in DeKalb County, the Sister to Sister Mentoring Program introduces its participants to the promise that their lives hold. As the foundation continues to grow each year, 2020 has indeed presented the GABWA Foundation with her share of challenges. While we are truly blessed and thankful that we are still able to award over $25,000 in scholarships to Black female attorneys attending Georgia law schools this year. Unfortunately, our sister-to-sister mentoring program has missed many of its in-person meetings. Similarly, as you can imagine, this year's pandemic has prevented us from holding an in-person health fair. As COVID-19 has elevated the fact that people of color experience greater challenges to accessing health care, we stand committed to working to reach women who are struggling to get the vital healthcare screenings such as mammograms, blood pressure checks, and cholesterol screenings that they need. We also stand committed to providing free wheels through our civil pro bono Wheels program to senior citizens and those suffering from terminal illnesses. I cannot discuss our foundation programs without talking about our wonderful foundation board. The foundation board is led by 21 outstanding women who are committed to the foundation's program. We've kept the GABWA Foundation moving even though 2020 has brought the world to a standstill. In closing, the GABWA Foundation continues to need your support. Your donations to the GABWA Foundation help someone in need through our Civil Pro Bono Wheels project. Mentor a young lady who may find herself in the Fulton or DeKalb County Juvenile Court. Provide free healthcare screenings to women in the Atlanta Mechanicsville community. And lastly, provide a scholarship to a female law student attending a Georgia law school. Please take a moment and give by going to www.gabwa.org/GABWA Foundation. Click the red button labeled GABWA Foundation and make your tax-deductible donation today. We need your support today, now more than ever. Thank you with all our heart.
And now for acknowledgments and closing remarks from GABWA Virtual Honors Chair Natasha Sarah Lorraine Banks, GABWA Foundation President Janet C. Scott, and GABWA President Kimberly Burrows DeBrow.
This event could not have been possible without several people that volunteered their time, gave of their sweat equity to make this event the success that it was today. And I hope that you enjoyed it. I want to take a moment to thank Janet Scott, our GABWA Foundation President, Charlotte Combrand, our GABWA Foundation Vice President, and Kimberly Burrows DeBrow, our GABWA President. Ladies, your leadership and guidance has been extremely helpful throughout this entire planning process of the Virtual Honors event. I also want to thank my co-chair, Tiffany Watkins, who is always ready to jump in and lead or help whenever it is needed. I want to recognize Jillian Crow and Lori Thomas for being excellent co-chairs and assisting in every facet of this event. And a huge heartfelt thank you and appreciation to all of the ladies that served on the 2020 Virtual Honors Committee. Your commitment and dedication and giving of your time, it was greatly appreciated. Thank you. We also want to thank Stewart Miller Simmons Trial Attorneys for assisting us in making this live stream possible.
Wow, wasn't that a wonderful program?
It was amazing.
I enjoyed it for sure. We'd like to thank all of those who have helped make this program possible. Thank you so much to our sponsors and to our donors. Thank you to our vendors. Thank you to our wonderful and hardworking Virtual Honors Committee led by the very capable Miss Natasha Sarah Lorraine Banks. And finally, thank you so much to you, our esteemed guests. Without you, our work would not be possible.
And please remember, you can still donate by clicking the link below or going to www.gabwa.org/GABWA Foundation. Thank you so much.
Thank you again. Happy holidays and stay safe.